Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tales from the Fandom, the podcast that brings a special guest out of the multiverse and straight to you. Today's episode is brought to you by In the Reads. In the Reads provides beautifully bookish, affordable artwork that brings to life the vibrant worlds within your favorite books, TV, and film. Pick up their signature woodmark with colorful, detailed designs that won't damage the pages of your book, or maybe get a map drawn in the Tolkien style. Maps from fantasy series like Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, and Game of Thrones, or maps of real-life locations including nearly all of the United States or other countries that are available. Use code TALES10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. Visit their site at inthereads.com or check out their social media on Instagram. A link will be in the show notes along with the special code to use at checkout. And now, let's get to the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Tales from the Fandom. It is still the month of June, and I am joined with a fellow Floridian that I happened to stumble across on Instagram, and she thought that I was fake and trying to pull one over on her by inviting her to the podcast, but I am so excited to have Kayla joining me today. Kayla, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, David. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited that you said yes to coming on the podcast. I know sometimes people are like, what are you talking about? Why do you want me on the podcast? I don't, especially a lot of people that have like smaller follower counts at times. And it's like, I don't care about follower counts. I care about the person that is posting the cool stuff that I like. And therefore, I'm looking forward to talking to you today. And we've got two topics that we're going to be covering. We're going to be talking about Marvel for the first half and cosplay for the second half.
Yes.
Now, Kayla, how'd you get into Marvel? Marvel, I mean, we've got comic books, TV shows, movies, video games. Where did you get your start in the Marvel fandom?
I believe that my start, I think it happened with the Spider-Man animated series that came on the Fox Kids channel. I believe that was definitely the start of it all, because after that, Spider-Man became my biggest character.
What was it about the Spider-Man cartoon show that drew you and was like, you gotta watch me and get hooked?
I really find Peter Parker or Spider-Man to be very relatable. Everything that he got into, like his relationships, going from Mary Jane to Gwen Stacy, also all the internal monologues he had, that was very relatable. And just, going to school, being an everyday teen.
I totally agree about Spider-Man being like that, because I know that way back in the day, like that was like Stan Lee's thing was like Spider-Man, Peter Parker is that everyday person that people can see and be like, he would be like us, right? If we got powers and decided to use them for good, and maybe had an Uncle Ben, saying like, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
So you got into it through the Marvel Spider-Man animated show. Did you stay in it? Like, were you like, okay, well now here's the Spider-Man movies, or did you like move on to maybe the animated X-Men show or the X-Men movies? Like, did you keep it going, or was there like a break where you're like, okay, you know what, Spider-Man Marvel is done, and I'm taking a break from Peter Parker for a little bit?
Now, my interest definitely stayed, and it grew over the years. I fell in love with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I know it's a big debate, but Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man. Tom Holland is a close second, and there is love for Andrew Garfield, but Tobey Maguire is definitely my favorite. I love all two of the movies. That third one I've seen it a couple times, but I can't say that it's it gets any bearable anytime I watch it. But the first and the second movie are my favorite movies, and I could definitely quote some Green Goblin.
Oh my goodness. I love that you at least are respectful and you're like, you know what? I do have love for Andrew Garfield, but you know, Toby in his first two movies, that's where you are. Like that's where you're at with him.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on, and I was very happy to see Tobey Maguire back in No Way Home. I was actually one of the people to squeal and clap in the audience.
Nice, nice. I loved seeing them return. Now I will say, out of the Toby movies, I think I've watched the third one only once, and that's been it. Like the whole time that it's been in existence, I saw it in the movie theaters one time. That was it.
I own it, so I've seen it a couple times.
What is it about? Is it because Toby came first and therefore you fell in love with him and like you know right at like a good stage of getting into like the movies and stuff, or is there something about Toby that Tom and Andrew Garfield just don't have?
I do believe it's because I grew up with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, because I have not seen that many Tobey Maguire movies other
Okay.
than Spider-Man and what, Seabiscuit, I think it was.
Right, right.
But if I probably grew up like in the late 2000s, Tom Holland would probably be my favorite Spider-Man.
Right. Okay. I can respect that because you know you get that those nostalgia goggles on and you're like I have this love for the character and the actor and you know they're just great. The movies might
Yeah.
not be great, but I love it and I love them and, you know and you can do no wrong with them. Now, are you a fan of like beyond the Spider-Man franchise? Are you into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe now? Are you into like the comics? Like where do you fall currently as far as your love for Marvel goes?
Oh yeah, to add on to that question from earlier, I do love Marvel. I was watching the multiple Marvel X-Men animated series.
Yeah.
The There's two of them that I definitely watch consistently. I can't remember the name of the other one, but they're bringing the popular one back, 97. They're bringing that one back, and I've actually been rewatching it, and I'm excited to see the continuation of that animation.
Yeah, I think they call it now it's like X-Men 93 or
Oh, is
something.
it 93? Okay.
But I think they're bringing it back to be like 97 for like the reboot that they're doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, that X-Men animated series was great and I know that like of the other ones that I've watched X-Men Evolution I really enjoyed too.
Yeah, that was it. That's the one I watched when they were like younger teenagers.
Yeah, yeah, they're all in high school and
Yeah.
like Kitty Pryde and Nightcrawler, Rogue.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that show because I think it did stuff that was close-ish to the comics that people could recognize, but also they made it their own thing, and it wasn't too like I don't know I don't want to say gritty, but it wasn't as involved as like the X-Men 93 was.
Yeah.
It's very soft. It's very just I don't know. I don't teenagery like you young adult.
Yeah, we're young adult. But I also like the movies too with Halle Berry and Hugh Jackman. Um I really liked Halle Berry as Storm, and I really wish that they gave her more screen time and better lines.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that has been something for years and years and years. Was always something like how can you have an actress of Halle Berry's, standing, right?
Right.
Like Oscar winning Halle Berry
and you stick her in like she's not even like a lead. She's like second or third, and you don't do anything with her. Like, she had so much potential, and it was squandered, and it's like, come on.
Right. And then every time they do like any recollection of her, they re-show that Toad scene and they do that line. It's just so cringy every time.
It is. It's like, out of anything you could have done, like, and that's the callback that you give to her, is that, like,
Yes.
it's just disappointing, and it's something where, and with the passing of Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther, like, that was one of the storylines that I had hoped maybe we would have gotten in the future, was like Black Panther and Storm's like wedding and being together. I would have loved to have seen that on, like, in the actual like big screen, having them be together as characters, but not sure what's happening with Black Panther right now until the new movie comes out.
Yes, until the new movie.
So you're into the Spider-Man, you're into X-Men, and I'm assuming the current like stable of Marvel, like the Marvel movies that have been coming out too.
Oh yes, Marvel movies. I've been catching up and rewatching the shows on Disney Plus. I'm a big Loki fangirl. Like, my love for Marvel it's huge.
What with the Marvel Cinematic Universe shows and movies, like, what are some of your favorites? Like, whether it's show or movie, like top 3, top 4. What are your go-tos?
Well, definitely. Well, I want to say old Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but I don't think that's counted in the MCU. But that's definitely one of my comfort Marvel movies. And then I've seen Winter Soldier a bunch of times because I think Winter Soldier is a fantastic movie. And I really enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy as well. I feel like I love the chemistry that they have, and I think they are hilarious.
I will have to just add in, Captain America Winter Soldier is always in my top 5 of Marvel movies. And it's hard to say that because there's so many great movies, but
yeah, you put me on the spot.
There's just so much good stuff with it. I mean, you get the introduction of Sam, Falcon. You've got Cap and Natasha teaming up with them. Like, it's like the 3 of them against the world almost.
Yeah.
You got Bucky, coming back. It's such a wonderful movie. It's one of the ones where I definitely watch it at least once every maybe 6 months or so, just because it's that good. And it's like that movie set changes in motion for other shows and other movies that were happening. It's like, yeah, this is all good.
Yeah. Yes, I love it. You got to tell me your movies since you put me on the spot about my favorite movies.
All right. Well, of course, Captain America Winter Soldier. Black Panther, hands down, is in there. I really love the Ant-Man movies.
Yes.
I think of any of the movies, I think they're really underrated, and I'm excited to see what they do with when they come back with Ant-Man 3. And then as far as like the shows go, I loved Hawkeye. Like, out of all the shows that they debuted, Hawkeye is the one where I laughed the most throughout the show. And I just was like, I wasn't expecting to like Hawkeye. They hadn't done anything with his character for all the Avenger movies. But it's like, I really like this. And I like Thor Ragnarok, and I'm super looking forward to Thor Love and Thunder, especially after seeing the trailer. And I know that the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be there too, and it's like, yeah,
what do you think of Jane as Lady Thor?
I've been looking forward to that for years because back in the comics when they did the Avengers, just probably somewhere maybe a couple years ago, they like that was where she debuted, was in like the Avengers comics, and Sam was like Captain America already, and it's like this is like syncing up, and I'm not sure how they're going to pull it off or what storyline that they're going to go with, but holy cow, Natalie Portman's arms are huge. And
Yes.
Natalie Portman is not like a tall woman. She is like, and she was like, I've seen her Star Wars costumes from back in the day, and she's tiny. And I'm like, dang, like her arm is probably bigger than like her waist at that point, because her arms are huge. Like she put in the work.
She did, yeah.
But I'm very much looking forward to seeing her in that, and then seeing like some more of the upcoming movies that they've announced or that they haven't announced.
Yes, I'm very excited for Multiverse of Madness. WandaVision was one of my favorite Marvel shows that was on Disney Plus. I saw WandaVision like 3 times.
I don't think I've watched any of the shows over again, just because it almost felt like I couldn't, because by the time I got done with one, you had a moment or two of rest, and it's like, oh, here we go with another series. Here we go with another series. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they've got Moon Knight that's going on now, and Miss Marvel coming out soon. She-Hulk is coming out this year. So I mean, they just keep coming with the good stuff. Like, just keep giving it to me, Marvel. Keep giving it to me.
Yes, and I love how I feel like each show was very enjoyable, it's watchable, and I haven't been disappointed yet.
Exactly. Even with like the cartoon, the What If cartoon show, like
Yeah.
I loved all of it. Like I think there's one episode where it's like, maybe it's not for me, but I'm not going to poo-poo on things that people, other people are definitely going to enjoy the episode, but I just didn't like it. But I really loved that between like Loki and what happened with Doctor Strange and No Way Home and the Multiverse of Madness, and now with the What If, and it's like all of it's canon, and all of it's like things that could happen or people that could show up, and it's like it's like I'm a kid in the candy store saying like just give me everything, please.
What if episode was it that you didn't like? I want to know now.
I did not like the Bro Thor episode where he's like partying in Vegas. That was the one that was, I was just like, oh, come on. Like it had some cool like little like character beats, but overall I just wasn't, it wasn't for me. It wasn't something that's like, oh, I walked away from the episode thinking, okay, it is a good episode. It's like, I can skip it if I rewatch it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It got better at the ending.
Yeah, it did. Now, before we wrap up, talking about Marvel, what of the stuff that's coming out in the future? I mean, Multiverse of Madness aside, because by the time this episode comes out, it'll already be out in theaters. But what are you looking forward to Marvel coming out with in the future, either this year or next year, or hoping that they come out with?
Well, I did read that they were filming for Loki season 2 and during the summer, so I'm excited for that to come out in the future.
Let me just say, if Owen Wilson, his character, if he does not get to ride on a jet ski at some point in season 2, I will be very upset.
Give that man his jet skis.
give that man his jet ski, please. Now, Kayla, on top of being into the Marvel fandom, you also call yourself a part-time cosplayer. You're into cosplay. If people go to your Instagram, which it's Kayl.Jpeg, so like Kayla.Jpeg except without the A. You've got some wonderful cosplay work that you've got going on. You got like From Avatar, you got like the Katara and the Fire Nation outfit. You got Bumblebee, Scarlet Witch, Legend of Arceus, Pokemon trainer, and a Akatsuki. I think it's Itachi, right?
Yeah.
So Itachi. But I want to say, like, of all your cosplays that you've got on your Instagram page currently, my favorite is Nessa, because I think Nessa is a wonderful character and that we need to see more of her somewhere, somehow. Nessa needs to be seen.
I agree. Nessa, when I saw her when they did the trailer for a Pokemon game, it was love at first sight, and I just knew I had to cosplay as her.
It's mind-boggling because they had some really wonderful trainers in Sword and Shield. Nessa being probably like top tier number one for me, and then I think the other one is B. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, with the white and orange outfit. Like those two trainers, I really loved, and I've really like. And I think it's the sad part with the Pokemon games is once you've beaten the gym leader. Like that's it, essentially. You're done. You don't get to really see them again. And there's so much potential for like character stories and character arcs with these trainers or these gym leaders. And I just want to see more of that. And Nessa's like the one where it's like, dang, I need to know everything about her, please.
I agree. They do have her in some Pokemon series that I've seen on I think it was YouTube that kind of shows a bit more of her character, but not much in the game anymore of her character.
Yeah. Now, how did you get into cosplay? Like what was the draw for you to be like, you know what, I want to dress up as characters from shows and movies and video games?
Well, it all started in high school. My friend invited me to my first anime convention called Animazement in North Carolina. And, I felt like if you go to an anime con, I should at least dress up. And so ever since then, every time I went to an anime convention, I would dress up. But since COVID hit, I just started doing my cosplays and posting them on my Instagram.
Okay. So you felt because you're going to the anime convention, you have got to dress up. You can't just be wearing like jeans and a t-shirt in an anime convention.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to dress up. Even if I was just in a schoolgirl uniform, I needed to have something on.
Now, out of the cosplays that you've done, what are some of your favorites? Like, and why do you choose the characters that you choose? Because I see the characters up on your Instagram. So, like, how did you choose those characters to be the ones that you cosplayed?
So I definitely picked the characters that I love in the shows that I watch. Like my favorite cosplay, I agree with you, is Nessa. It was love at first sight, and I felt like, I related to that character. We looked alike. She was a good representation of me in a Pokemon game. Minus the blue eyes, but I felt like great representation. So I just wanted to look like Nessa. And then all the other characters I just love them from the TV series or anime series that I watched. Itachi from Naruto, even though he was considered a villain to some people, I thought he was the best boy, and he had a very sad story. And dressing up as Wanda, I did that because of WandaVision and because I think Wanda is a very awesome character. I liked her ever since I played her character in X-Men Apocalypse game on the GameCube. That was pretty fun. And yeah, all my other characters, I just like them from TV shows, so I felt like I should dress up as them.
What has been your favorite cosplay experience, like going to a convention? Is it like kids running up to you? Is it like the photo shoots or seeing like other people in the same like fandom and you get pictures together? Like what's been your like highlights of doing cosplay?
Definitely when people ask you for photos and they be like, "Ooh, I love your cosplay," or they just compliment you on the great work that you did. I like that. And doing photo shoots, even though I'm a bit nervous when people ask me to do a photo, I like them. I like that people, compliment the hard work that you do.
Now, out of curiosity, because your latest that you posted was your Legend to Arceus. What was the draw for you to do the Arceus Pokemon trainer outfit?
I've been a Pokemon fan for years, since the 90s, and I bought every Pokemon game. And when they announced Pokemon Arceus and just seeing that it was a different game than usual, it was like, oh, I have to do something special for when the game gets released. And so I decided to do a Pokemon Arceus cosplay. I even 3D printed the Pokeball that I have in my hand. I was just very excited for the game 'cause I'm a big Pokemon fan.
That is a really wonderful Pokeball that you created, because it
Thank
looks
you.
so good. And the whole outfit looks good because it's such a traditional, like, Japanese style like clothing, like the clothing style that they went with. But I love the changes that they did for the game. But it's such a cool looking costume, and I don't know if I've seen anyone do it, at least on Instagram, for the people that I follow, or whenever I'm scrolling through. Like, you're the first person that I believe I've seen do the Arceus costume, so it's so cool.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking for some examples, and I haven't seen that many people do the cosplay as well.
With upcoming, because every cosplayer that I've talked to has a list of, like, the list of cosplay, the list of characters that they would love to do in the future. Who are some of your characters that are on your list?
So it's funny you asked, because before we talked, I was working on a Spider Zero cosplay. She's not very known. Hopefully, there'll be more information of her in the future. But she was introduced, I believe, in 2020, and she is in the Spider-Verse comic with Miles Morales. She's one of his friends. So I'm working on her right now, and I hope to have her done soon.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't think I've heard of her. I'm going to have to look her up in just a moment.
I will send you a picture if you don't look her up yet.
Oh, I will take a picture. But that's really cool, because I've not been into the comics as much, trying to keep up. There's just so much going on, and trying to get, like, summaries of what's happening, and then all the new stuff coming out. But I know that I love Miles Morales as a comic book character, and I keep hoping, fingers crossed, that Miles eventually comes to the MCU. I want
Yes.
Miles in a Spider-Man movie soon.
Yeah, did you see that they actually delayed the movies for Into the Spider-Verse?
I did. I saw that it was announced, like, what, today or yesterday, that they delayed it, and a lot of people super upset. But at the same time, from what I'm hearing, the animation styles are going to be all across the spectrum of different animation style, because I guess wherever Miles goes in the multiverse, so to speak, or the Spider-Verse, each character is going to have their own animation style, and they have to switch that up. And fingers crossed, more spider people. I want more spider people. I want, like, Spider Girl, and I want, like, I just give me all the spiders. There's so many cool Spider-Men out there. I just want them all.
Right, there's so many.
That's awesome. How long have you been cosplaying? And then I guess my follow-up question to that would be, I guess what's the thing with cosplay? What's the thing that when you got into cosplay, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe X, Y, and Z, like, because from the outside looking in, sometimes people are like, oh, it's as simple as just doing this, or getting that, or just putting something together, which very, very rarely is that the case. Like, you very rarely just are like, okay, I'm cosplaying now. Here I am. What was the hardest thing, I guess, for you to overcome as a new cosplayer that you've, like, you know, now you're like, yeah, I did that?
Oh, I am embarrassed to say, but sewing is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I've been trying to make just a simple, like, tank top for a character, and I had to redo it 3 times now because either the measurements weren't right or either the thread was coming out of the sides. Sewing has been the most stressful part, but I do think I'm getting better. Previously, when I was doing my cosplays, I was just hot gluing everything. So I'm glad that I've tried sewing, and it's getting a bit better.
Well, and that's something where I'm always amazed. I always tell people who cosplay, I'm like, my hands don't do that. Like, I maybe if I was like, you know what, let me sit down and figure it out, but I just can't. It's something where I'm like, it always amazes me when people are like, look, I made this costume, and it's like, holy cow, that's like, you know, movie style quality costuming right there. And it's always amazing to see the work that people create, whether it's you know, sewing or like 3D printing, like fabricating stuff or armor building. It's always incredible to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I did look up Spider Zero, and I'm really interested in the character design because it's not something I've ever seen before, but very, very interesting character. I'm going to have to read more about her.
Yeah, very interesting. Like you said, more spiders.
Yes, all the spiders. In fact, I see a picture of like a spider minotaur or something behind her. So I'm going to have to, I guess I've been out of the loop about like the Spider-Verse going on in comics. Well, Kayla, this has been a very focused episode. We're trying out something new. So thank you for indulging on just doing the 2 topics. For people that have listened and they're like, hey, I want to go check out Kayla and see you know, the work that she's doing. What are some of the places that people can go to see you?
Well, thank you for having me, David, first of all. And like we talked about earlier, you can find me on Instagram. It's going to be at Kayla.Jpeg.
Wonderful. And I'll have the links in the show notes to Kayla's Instagram, so that way all you have to do is click on it and you'll be taken there. Make sure to follow and comment and like or share and do whatever you do to fight the algorithm, because, you know, it's hard for people to see stuff if they don't know about people, or, you know, clicking on hashtags. But who really, like, let's be honest, sometimes people don't just click on the hashtags. Kayla, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to get to talk with you tonight, get to learn about your love of Tobey and Spider-Man, and you know, the stuff, the Marvel stuff that you're into, and learning more about your cosplay. And I'm glad that you said yes and believe that I was not fake.
You really made my day, though. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to Tales from the Fandom. Subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/talesfromthefandom to see photos, links, leave feedback, and check out upcoming guests. If you'd like to be a guest, email David at talesfromthefandom@gmail.com.